Hello everyone, I am Dr. K. Annapurna, ECE Department, VFSTR, Deemutubu University, Vadlamudi. Our subject is Probability Theory and Stochastic Process. So in this class, I am going to start the first unit, that is all basics. Okay. The main objective of this class is to make you understand the applications of probability and familiarize the terminology used in probability and understand the basic concepts. And by the end of this lecture, you will be comfortable with the terminology used in probability and understand the basic concepts of probability and able to solve some simple problems. So first, coming to the terminology, we use it to use the term experiment. So what is experiment? It is an action, okay, and it can be conducted for any number of times. For example, coin tossing, a card picking, dice throwing, like that. All these comes under experiments. And next, sample space. So sample space means for any given experiment, if you identify all possible outcomes and represent that in a set, that is called sample space, and it is represented with the letter S. For example, if you consider the dice throwing experiment, so what are the possible outcomes? You may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So if I write all those possible outcomes in a set, then that is called sample space. Okay, like that for coin tossing experiment, what is the sample space? So you may get either head or tail. So this is the sample space. So like that for any experiment, you can able to find out what are all possible outcomes if you list out as a set, that is called sample space. And next, what are the different types of sample spaces? Okay, the sample space can be discrete and finite. So what are the examples? Okay, this dice throwing experiment is an example of discrete and finite because the numbers are in discrete, you are able to count them, so it is discrete, and it is finite, only there are 6 values. And next, discrete and infinite sample space. So discrete and infinite sample space means the sample space is, we can able to count the values but unlimited. Okay, the experiment is picking a number from natural numbers. Then what is the sample space? 1, 2, 3 and so on. There is no end. So it is infinite. Next, continuous and finite sample space. So continuous means, suppose the experiment is picking a number, real number. So real numbers are continuous because from 1 to 2, how many real numbers are there means we can't count them. It is not discrete, it is continuous. So real numbers. And if they have given the limits from 1 to 2, then it is finite. If there is no such limit, then if all real numbers means it is infinite. Next, probability. So what is probability? In our real life applications, we use this term many times, right? So after holidays, you have to come to college. What will you think? Whether your friends are coming or not? What is the probability of coming? You will think, right? So most of the times, whether he will come or not. So based on those calculations, you will attend the college, right? Similarly, in business, so based on the chances, what is the probability of selling, what is the probability of cost, increasing, like that. So based on those statistics, they use it to do the business. So in all areas, probability plays a major role. So what is the definition? It is defined as the amount of possibility for occurring an event. So what is the possibility to occur that event? So that possibility is, amount of possibility is nothing but probability. And it can also be defined as a ratio of number of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes. Okay. For example, if I consider the dice throwing experiment, what is the probability of getting 1? If I ask like that, so total, how many possibilities are there in dice throwing experiment? You may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So total 6 values, 6 chances are there. Out of 6, how many are satisfying your condition? Probability of getting 1 means only 1. So the probability of getting 1 means it is 1 by 6. Okay. Similarly, what is the probability of getting an even number? In the dice throwing experiment, what is the probability of getting even number? So first write the sample space. So for dice throwing experiment, the sample space is this. In that, how many are satisfying this condition? Even 2, 4, 6. Out of 6, 3 are satisfying. So 3 by 6. That is 1 by 2. Right? So here it is the ratio of number of favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes means how many are satisfying your condition by total number of possibilities. Okay. Next example, in card picking experiment, the probability of getting a spade. So how many spades will be there? Out of 52 cards, 13 cards are spades. So 13 by 52. Total cards are 52. Out of 52, 13 are satisfying your condition. So 13 by 52 is the answer, or 1 by 4. And next, probability as a relative frequency. So probability can also be measured in other way. Suppose, what is the probability of getting head? So till now, based on our discussion, what is the probability of getting head? What is the sample space for that? Head, tail. Only 2 chances. So out of 2 chances, I am asking for 1. So it is 1 by 2. If it is fair coin. But usually, if you toss the coin for 10 times, will you get exactly 5 times head? No. If you try for more number of times, then your answer will be nearly 1 by 2. Right? So, it can also be represented like this. Out of n trials, how many times you got the head? And this n tends to infinite. Then it represents the probability of head. So if you want to find the probability of head, you have to toss the coin for n times, where n is approaching infinite. That is, you have to toss for many number of times. And how many number of times you have tossed? Suppose you have tossed for 1000 times, means this 1000 will be your denominator. And out of 1000 times, suppose you got head for 450 times. Then 450 times is favorable. So 450 by 1000 is the answer. Right? And next, axioms of probability. So axioms are nothing but the basic thumb rules. Okay? And probability of any event is always greater than or equal to 0. Clearly saying the probability of any event is in between 0 and 1. So definitely it is happening means its probability is 1. It is not at all happening means its probability is 0. So the first axiom is the probability is always non-negative. Right? And next, what is the probability of sample space? What is sample space? So sample space is nothing but set of all possible outcomes. Okay. First, if you consider this experiment, coin tossing experiment. If I toss the coin, I will get either head or tail. So compulsory sample space event is happening. So probability of sample space is always 1. And next, probability of union of n equal to 1 to n an is equal to sum of probabilities of an. If all ans are mutually exclusive, that is, if they don't have any common area, then probability of union of all those terms, that is, suppose this is a1, a2, a3, a4, a5. So they don't have any common area. So what is the probability of union of this? Union of these means this complete area will come into picture. And what is its probability means P of A1 plus P of A2 plus P of A3 plus P of A4 and plus P of A5. So that can be simplified as, that can be represented like this. Sigma n equal to 1 to n. Here n is, in our example, it is 5. P of an. That small n varies from 1 to 5. And the next term is event. So event means it is the subset of sample space meeting some condition. Okay. For example, if you consider the dice throwing experiment, what is the sample space? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I can define n number of events. So, event A, it is defining as even numbers. So, what are the even numbers of that sample space? 2, 4, 6. So, this is event A. Next, event B is defined as odd numbers. So, what are the odd numbers? 1, 3, 5. And event C is defining as prime numbers. So, what are the prime numbers? 2, 3, 5. And event D is defining as natural numbers. So, all 6 numbers are natural numbers, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is the event D. Next, mutually exclusive events. So, what do you mean by mutually exclusive events? If events A and B are not having any common elements. Suppose, if I draw the Venn diagram like this, this is event A, this is event B. They don't have any common area, so they are said to be mutually exclusive. If I draw like this, they are not mutually exclusive because they are having common area, right? So, what are the examples of mutually exclusive events? Here, if you consider event A and event B, do they have any common elements? No. So, A and B are mutually exclusive. Next, exhaustive events. So, all possible events in the sample space is called exhaustive events. Okay. So, in the dice throwing experiment, event 1 can be written as first event, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, like this. So, combination of all these covers the sample space elements, and these all 6 events are said to be exhaustive events. Okay. Similarly, if I combine A and B, then also it is covering all sample space elements. So, A and B are also exhaustive events. Okay, the combination of 2 or more events, if they are covering the all sample space elements, then the events are said to be exhaustive events. Next, independent events. So independent means, for example, if you consider two events A and B, if the occurrence of one event does not depend on the occurrence of other events, then they are said to be independent events. For example, this is a box. It is having two red balls. Three green balls. The experiment is picking a ball out, right? So what is the probability of selecting red ball? So according to the probability definition, what is the probability of selecting red ball? There are two red balls out of total 5. So 2 by 5. So suppose it is taken out. For the next trial, again it needs to be replaced. So with replacement. So again what is the probability of red ball? Same, 2 by 5. Without replacement, what is the probability of red ball? It is 1 by 4. Because without replacement means in the first trial whatever you have taken out, you are not keeping it back. So if you don't keep it back, what is the probability? It is just 1 by 4. Right? So independent events means in the first trial. Okay, first. So what is in the first trial, what is the probability of red? It is 2 by 5. Next, whatever the ball I have taken out, suppose in the first trial, the red ball is taken out. I didn't replace it. Then what is the probability of red in the next trial? It is 1 by 4. If first ball is red. In the second trial itself, what is the probability of red ball if I have taken out the green ball in the first trial? So if I have selected the green ball and I didn't keep it back, means what is the probability of red? It is 2 by 4. If first ball is green. So here if I don't replace that, the probability of the second trial is depending on the first trial. Okay. Instead of that, if I replace the ball as it is, after first trial, whatever I got, I kept it back. Then what is the probability of red ball in the second trial? It is 2 by 5 only. Right? Irrespective of the first trial. Then that is with replacement, the probability of first trial and probability of second trial, they are independent. Similarly, in the card picking experiment, with replacement comes under independent events. That is the first pickup and second picking. So those two events are independent if you replace the card whatever you have selected in the first trial. Next, equally likely events. Equally likely events means if the events are having equal probability of occurrence, then they are said to be equally likely events. Now let us consider the example. What is the probability of event A? What is the probability of event A? It is 3 values out of 6. So 3 by 6. What is the probability of B? That is also 3 by 6. What is the probability of C? That is also 3 by 6. That means A, B, C are having equal probability of occurrence. So A, B and C are called equally likely events. And next, equal events. Okay, equal events means if the two events are having same set of values, then only they are said to be equal events. So in that example, are there any equal events? There are no equal events, but this event D is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sample space also same. So S and D are equal events because both are having same values. Next, sure or certain event. So what do you mean by sure event? If the probability of happening of an event is compulsory, surely it happens means its probability is 1 means it is sure event. So example, the sun rises in the east. And impossible event. Impossible event means the event never occurs. Okay, that is its probability of occurrence is 0, then it is called impossible event. Example, in the dice throwing experiment, what is the probability of getting number 7? Will you get 7? It is not at all possible. So that is impossible event. Now let us see the properties of probability. So as I said earlier, the probability of any event A, it is in between 0 and 1. You are having a probability value 0 means it never happened. You are having the probability value 1 means it definitely happens. And next, P of A bar is equal to 1 minus P of A. That means, suppose A is an event. In the coin tossing, suppose A is head. So A bar means not head. What is the probability of not getting head? It is nothing but 1 minus probability of getting head. If I say probability of getting head is 0.4, what is the probability of not getting head? It is 0.6, right? And next, P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B, because P of A union B means it covers this entire area. Right? So in this, if I write P of A, so P of A means this portion is covered. P of B means this portion is covered. So the joint portion is covered twice. So that should be subtracted once. So that P of A union B you will get. And next one, P of A bar intersection B is equal to P of B minus P of A intersection B. So P of A bar intersection B, that is A bar means it is not A and B. So this is the region. It is also B, but the condition is A bar. A shouldn't be there. So this is the region. So how can I write this region? Total P of B minus this joint area. Right? So P of B minus P of A intersection B. And next, if any sample space is represented as A1 plus A2 and so on An, then the sum of all probabilities is equal to 1. Total probability is always 1. Already we have seen the axioms also. So according to second axiom, what is the probability of sample space? It is 1. And probability of phi is 0. Phi means null set. So nothing is there means probability of happening nothing is 0. If A and B are mutually exclusive events, then P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Actually it is this, and if they are mutually exclusive, this portion is 0. So P of A plus P of B. If A and B are not mutually exclusive, then So they are not mutually exclusive means some value will be subtracted means definitely that P of A union B will be less than P of A plus P of B. Next, joint probability. So what is joint probability? It is probability of occurrence of two or more events simultaneously. That is, both should occur. What is the probability? So that is called joint probability, and the joint probability of A and B is represented as P of A intersection B. So you are writing P of A intersection B means what is the probability of occurrence of A and B simultaneously. Both should happen simultaneously. And for mutually exclusive events, the joint probability is 0. Okay, what is mutually exclusive? For those, there is no common space. That is called mutually exclusive. So for them anyway, the joint probability is 0. And next, conditional probability. So it is the probability of occurrence of one event when other event happened, and it is represented as P of A by B. That is, it represents probability of getting A when B already happened. If B happened, what is the probability of A? So that is called conditional probability. And the formula is P of A by B is equal to P of A intersection B by P of B. What is P of A intersection B? It is the joint probability of A and B. And next, properties of conditional probability. For any two events A and B, if B is subset to A, then P of A by B is equal to 1. So according to conditional probability, what is P of A by B? P of A by B is equal to P of A intersection B by P of B. This is the definition of conditional probability, right? So here B is subset to A means, suppose this is A, this is B. Then what is their intersection? It is B only, right? So it is P of B by P of B. So it is 1. Next, for any two events A and B, if A is subset to B, then P of A by B is equal to P of A by P of B. Here the condition is reverse. A is subset to B. So B is the larger set and A is subset of it. What is their intersection? It is A. So as usual, P of A by B is equal to P of A intersection B by P of B. So what is their intersection? It is P of A. So this is the answer. And what is P of A by S? So P of A by S means P of A intersection S by P of S. S is the sample space. So no need to give which one is bigger. S is always highest one. So A is subset of that. So their intersection means it is P of A. And what is P of S? It is 1. So the answer is P of A. For mutually exclusive events A, B and C, P of A union B by C is equal to P of A by C plus P of B by C. Because the intersection part, this part won't be there. Why? They are mutually exclusive. So this portion becomes 0. And next, properties of independent events. If two events A and B are independent, then suppose A and B are the independent events. A and complement of B, that is A and B bar are independent. Complement of A and B, that is A bar and B are independent. Similarly, complements of A and B are also independent. If three events A, B and C are statistically independent, then any one event is independent of the joint occurrence of other two events. That is, it can be written as P of A intersection B into P of C. The A, B, C positions can be changed. So it is independent of the joint occurrence of other two also. And next, if three events A, B and C are independent, then any one event is independent of union of the other two events. So P of A intersection B union C is equal to P of A into P of B union C. So not only A and combination of B and C, you can take any two events combination and the other event is the remaining thing. If A and B are independent events, then P of A by B is equal to P of A. So what is the meaning of it? P of A by B means if B happened, what is the probability of A? According to the independent events concept, if that event happened or not, it is not affecting this, right? So the probability of occurrence of one event is not affecting the probability of other event. Then only they are said to be independent. So whether this thing happened or not, its probability shouldn't change. Then only they are independent. Similarly, P of B by A, whether A happened or not, it is not the matter because they are independent. So it is P of B only. If A and B are independent events, then P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. Because P of A by B is equal to, what is the formula? P of A intersection B by P of B. So just now, if A and B are independents, if B happened or not, it is not the matter. So the probability of A won't change. Then what is P of A intersection B? It is P of A into P of B. Right? Okay, now let us recap what happened. Let us recap. What is experiment? So it is an activity. It can be done for any number of times. So that activity can be coin tossing or dice throwing or picking a card, like that. What is sample space? Sample space is nothing but set of all possible outcomes. What is an event? So event is a subset of the sample space and it is meeting some condition. What is probability? So probability means it is the possibility of occurrence of an event. What are the different types of sample spaces? There are 4 types. It can be discrete and finite, discrete and infinite, continuous and finite, continuous and infinite. What do you mean by mutually exclusive events? Mutually exclusive events means if they don't have any common elements, then they are said to be mutually exclusive. What do you mean by exhaustive events? It is all possible outcomes of the sample space. Or if you combine any 2 or 3 events, that combination is giving you the total sample space elements means they are said to be exhaustive events. What do you mean by shear event? So shear event means if the probability of the event is 1, it is called shear event. What is impossible event? If the probability of occurrence of an event is 0, then it is called impossible event. What is joint probability? So joint probability means probability of occurrence of two or more events simultaneously, and we represent that as P of A intersection B. It is joint probability of A and B. What is conditional probability? That is, if one event happened, then what is the probability of other events? So here it is represented as P of A by B. So the meaning of it is, if B happens, what is the probability of occurrence of A? Then it is called conditional probability. I hope you understand. Thank you.